Well, our war hero has arrived.
You made a good choice coming back here. Osage are the finest, wealthiest, and most beautiful people on God's earth. They outsmarted everybody.
They have the say. Who gets the oil?
Son, I got a question. You like women?
That's my weakness.
At 3 hours and 26 minutes, Martin Scorsese does what he does best in a lot of movies. He finds a way to tell a really in-depth, great story inside a gangster movie. And this isn't in some type of insult or joke fully towards Martin Scorsese and his films, but really, Killers of the Flower Moon is able to take that gangster formula and go into the historically tragedy that is the Osage tribe and how they were taken advantage of when oil started to boom in the early 1900s, and tell a fantastic story that really is the dark side of American and human culture that we sometimes neglect as everyday people. Now, Martin Scorsese is one who loves making movies and filmmaking, and things like the cinematography, the score in this movie, the production design, everything that goes into this movie feels very grounded and real, and feels like it makes sense in the time period it's at. The cinematography is beautiful. I know it's up for that. It's definitely up for a lot of other great categories like sound and score. The movie has all the technical aspects of a Best Picture winner.
Move, said the great white father. There are many, so many hungry wolves. Can you find the wolves in this picture?
Now let's talk about some of the other aspects that are very needed to have a Best Picture winner, and we're going to lead off with what I think is the best part of this movie, and that is Lily Gladstone as Molly Burkhart. Lily is really the emotional center of the movie. We see her falling in love with Ernest early on and doing her best to fight Ernest's moral side and make him true and loving to the Osage cause. But unfortunately, things change over time, and we see how the parasitic ways of the white American culture had an effect on all the Osage people, and that really comes down through the amazing performance that Lily Gladstone gives as Molly. We see how that parasite feel affects and weakens that whole entire tribe and the moral state. She is up for Best Actress, and there's a great chance she may win come Oscar night, and it's going to be because of the more subtle, the more deeply personal, doing more with less in terms of acting that she brings to Molly Burkhart. Next up, you have to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio. He may not be up for Best Actor for an Oscar, but a lot of that comes down to the fact I think he played a role that is just not likable. Usually with Leo, even if he's playing villains like Jordan Belfer in, a previous Scorsese movie, Wolf of Wall Street, you just get an unlikable, dim-witted loser in Ernest Burkhart. There are points where Leo can show you the good side of Ernest, and maybe you have hope that he's going to be a good individual overall, but in reality, Ernest is just an individual that is being shaped by those around, and whoever speaks the loudest and whoever threatens him the most is going to get Ernest to do what they want. And Leonardo DiCaprio is able to take that character and make you forget that he's Leonardo DiCaprio. Ernest is not that attractive. Ernest is not somebody that I would want to talk to or be friends with. He's kind of a loser in a lot of lengths, but still he finds way with chemistry with Lily Gladstone's Molly to show the more subtle side, and early in the movie show a more positive side of Ernest, and I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio gets enough love and his role. And then you have William Hale, played by Robert De Niro. This is the typical Robert De Niro type gangster role, but he does it so well. You hate him, you feel like he's leeching off everybody there, and you can see how he's doing it, and you just wish you can go back in time and shake these people and be like, he is not your ally. He is using you for your money. He is killing people to help get the money towards the people that he wants. He is evil incarnate. Do not trust him, but you have that Robert De Niro charm that makes you understand why so many people trusted him in this movie and why William Hale was probably a trustworthy person during that time, that gangster feel, that Al Capone type feel of how somebody so despicable could be so loved by so many people that he's doing damage to. But the cast all the way through is just filled, whether it's brief appearances by like Brendan Fraser or John Lithgow, the Osage tribe castmates of a lot of indigenous people are great at both acting and great finds overall. Jesse Plemons comes in the third act of the movie and delivers something very good, so Killers of the Flower Moon really has a lot to offer all ways around. Again, when I think of why this should win Best Picture, it's really telling a tale that happened in America about greed and how we, as a lot of Americans out there, have stolen things from people of any type of race, any type of society, and how they can get away with it for so long. And just the bulliness that it takes to have that happen. And when people are in power like that, they will do whatever keeps them in power and gets some more money. And there's so much that goes into Killers of the Flower Moon that I really enjoyed overall. And yes, while it's 3.5 hours, its pacing goes by super well. The writing in this movie is pretty solid. It's not up for Best Screenplay, which is kind of a big bummer because it is a pretty good adaptation from what I tell from the book. But overall, Killers of the Flower Moon is a 3.5 hour epic that tells so much of story, reflects so much in modern society, and delivers a lot of great acting performances in a year filled with a lot of great acting performances that you can't get lost in that. And all of these reasons are why, come March 10th, Killers of the Flower Moon should win Best Picture.
You know they don't happen anymore.